You need to learn it from Ken then.
Yeah. I have to work out. I have to, butter bomber, something in Telugu I'm going to try and do. So,
What's that?
look, hey, I'm not giving my secrets away. You just be careful.
I'll,
I'm going to throw a challenge out to you.
okay.
We'll see how we go. Mate, as I said, I just, we went through last night with Johnny and just asked some questions, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of questions from fans. But look, I just really want to. We'll start talking about, like, obviously isolation. It's very challenging. It's new for.
Yeah.
I know it's new for me and it's new for you. We're usually in a hotel room preparing for a game in the IPL. But mate, what have you been up to?
So my routine is kind of fixed. So I help my wife a lot with house help. So the moment I wake up, I have to do some housework. I cannot tell you that what's that. It's some secret. So I'm kind of more busy now than my cricket schedule.
Oh, mate, I do not disagree with that. But look, I've got it pretty good. I've got three girls and my wife, so I'm well looked after. So that's okay.
But looks
But
like you're training your kids now.
well, I have to train them. Life after cricket, I want to sit back and just watch them do what they have to do. We do all the hard work. Now let them pick up the skills from us. Um,
True.
but I hear you're a bit of a gamer.
Yes. So I'm
And what
spending a lot of time playing FIFA.
FIFA?
Yeah.
How's your thumbs going? How does that work with bowling? And do you get a bit sore, or what's the go?
No, I'm used to it now. So basically, it helps in bowling. So my fingers are stronger now,
So
especially when some.
so your fingers are stronger because of
Yeah,
PlayStation.
true.
Mate, that is okay. Well, I might have to work on that. Then I might become a good bowler, a good swing bowler,
No, you
good
don't
death
have to.
bowler. But
I,
you've also got a dog. What's it? His name's Alex.
Alex, yes.
So there's been a few challenges being thrown out there. Have you tried what Kane's done with his dog? A few slips catches. So there's a few technical difficulties with the internet at the moment. You there? Yeah, sorry, I've got you now. A few technical
Yeah.
difficulties. So have you tried anything with
Yeah.
your dog? A few slips catches?
I, I've tried, but he's lazy enough. So he's almost 12 years old now.
Well, see that's the thing. But can you teach an old dog new tricks?
No, he's like me. He doesn't want to learn new things. He's
Oh,
following he's following my
mate, that is
footsteps.
so funny. We're, we're a little bit lazy as we're getting older. Mate, what have you what have you missed most about being on the field? Obviously, we are, as I said before, we're usually out there at the moment playing IPL. But what's one thing that you miss about sunrises and miss about being out in the field with the boys?
The first thing when you get on the ground, especially in Hyderabad, the support you get from crowd is amazing. So that's a thing you always miss. And I always said that Hyderabad is one of the luckiest place or favorite place when it comes to cricket. So I think if you I don't know you remember my first test wicket, that's in Hyderabad. Do you remember that?
That that's a little bit further down in my questions. Don't worry about that. I'm not missing them. But look, obviously with you, mate. What age did you decide you wanted to play cricket professionally, and where did it start from you? But and on the back of that question, you got such a big population in India and fierce competition. Like at the first class level, how do you keep yourself motivated as a young kid to aspire to to play for India, because there is so much more talent.
Look, you always play cricket on the streets in India, and that's where you get the passion from. And you know, when I got selected for the first class team, that's how it started. I always dreamt to play for India, and I never thought I'll play for India, but somehow I kept working hard, and things got my way. So it's difficult, when you have that big population, but still, dreams come true. So I mean, it's difficult for me to say that how the passion came, but I would say it's within.
So any kids that are listening out there, that's all it is about, working as hard as you can to aspire to be as good as you can be, and just practice day in, day out. But I will say on the other side, it's not every day you get to dismiss Sachin Tendulkar in Ranji Trophy for a duck. And
Yeah.
it was his only duck, I think, at that stage in Ranji Trophy.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So potentially any kid out there that gets the opportunity to bowl to Virat in Ranji Trophy, which I don't know when he plays, that could be another stepping stone for that kid.
True. I mean, if a new kid can get Virat out on zero, or not on zero, just if he can get him out, so that will boost his confidence. And the same thing happened with me. So after his wicket, I was so confident. I mean, I whenever I was bowling to anyone, so it was looking like I can get them out. So that was the confidence I got from his wicket.
That's good, and that's strong belief within yourself, and it shows you the capability of what you can do if you just focus on what you have to do and not worry about the person who you're bowling to.
True. Just one thing I realized now. Are you going for a toss now? You're wearing t-shirt.
I tell you what was funny. I was last night. I was preparing to do this with Johnny, and I was like, what am I going to wear? Like, what should I wear? But if I'm not wearing Sunrisers and I'm on the Sunrisers Instagram,
Yeah.
I look silly. But it's quite chilly at nighttime here now, so I have to put a jacket on, and I'm sitting outside in my balcony because the girls
Oh,
the girls are asleep. I just managed to get them to
okay.
sleep. And you know what they're like. They're always keeping me busy and they're loud.
But you,
um,
you,
I was going to say, going back to obviously your debut and your memories from your first test. What do you recall? I know exactly what I recall from this test match, but in Chennai we played you in 2013.
yeah,
I would have to say, going to India for the first time to play against, for me, it was against Sachin and Dravid and the boys. Like, I think the build up from me to go there and say, wow, I'm playing against these guys. This is amazing in India. I've watched on TV. We win the toss, we bat, and I'm like, okay, you're almost set for 2 days. That's what you do. You knuckle in.
yeah,
You build an innings, build a big total. We get 380 on the board. I think you only bowled 15 overs in that first innings,
I remember.
and then from there, I don't think you bowled another ball in that game.
No, I didn't. I didn't bowl a ball in the second inning, I guess. So in that whole series, I bowled around 50, 60 overs. Whole series, four test matches.
It was absolutely amazing because I think I remember in the second innings there was 93 overs bowled and only Ishant bowled 3 overs and everyone else was
Yes,
spin.
yes, true.
It was absolutely crazy, and I think Sachin got 80, Virat got 100, and then MS came out, and I've never seen anyone take down any bowler like he did to Nathan Lyon, and
Yes,
I don't think it's very hard to express to people what the wicket was like. Like Phil Hughes got bounced out by Jadeja bowling spin. It literally he hit him up here, and he got
I
caught
remember
back
that.
pad.
Yes,
Like it was one of the most bizarre wickets I've ever seen, but one of the best innings I've seen as well.
I think you bowled few overs as well, right?
I can't. This is about you and your bowling career. This is not about my bowling career.
But still, I should let them know. I mean, people let them know you bowl, and I think I hit you for few boundaries as well.
You did get. I think you got 30 or 40 odd, and I think we sort of had you guys two for not many in the second innings, thinking we're half a chance, and then it was like all over, forget it.
Yeah. So
But
I think if you remember, Delhi wicket was exactly the same, or maybe difficult for
mm,
batsmen.
that was crazy. I think Ishant got me out. I think caught in second slip or third slip. Um, I think that wicket was a little bit different. Like it was not prepared, but prepared. I think the Delhi wicket was going through that phase of up and down. It was very difficult to bat on, but if you bowled, you just had to be patient.
Yeah, I mean, Delhi is one of the wicket in India which is the most difficult for batsmen. Doesn't matter it's a green wicket or slow or turning track, but it's always been like this. If you've seen IPL, it's always difficult to score runs.
Yeah, definitely. And that I think one thing that always amazes me is when I go to India, you're a fast bowler, you're a swing bowler, and you're or you're one of the best death bowlers in the world as well. Why fast bowling when we go there? It's all spinners wickets. What made you want to be a fast bowler?
I don't know. I really don't know. So when I first went to the cricket academy, so that my coach asked me, "What do you do?" I was like, "Everything." So he gave me a ball. The first ball I bowled was a seam up. So since then everything started. So I don't know how it started, but I mean, yeah.
Well, tell us a bit about what it's like to be a fast bowler and getting an injury and overcoming sort of those hurdles and obstacles when there is a big talent pool in India to regain your position as well.
It's really difficult being a fast bowler, especially when you play all the three formats. So it gets difficult at times. And look, injuries is something which always associates with fast bowler. But what's more difficult is to come back with the same rhythm you were in. And especially in India, it's so, I mean, there's so many players, so many first class teams, and so many talented players. They're always in line to play. So when you come back, you will always have things in mind that you have to come back harder. You have to, I mean, you have to be in rhythm. What were you in? So it gets difficult, but you always need a support from that management and that team, and we are lucky. I mean, lucky to have that support from the management.
And that's the good thing about obviously the level of cricket that we play. You've obviously got great support no matter where you are. And I know from speaking from my point of view, when we go over to the IPL, we've got great people there, great physios, great doctors that look after us.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of, obviously with rehab, we've got great facilities to actually do that and work on that. There's a question that was brought through to me. If Bhuvi was bowling to me in the last over of the World T20 World Cup final at the MCG, what would you bowl if I needed 4 runs off the last ball? What would you bowl? And they said, what do I think? I'm thinking knuckleball into the wicket because it's the MCG, big boundaries.
The first thing I mean, I don't have to bowl you last over because I'll get you out within first 2 overs. I think so.
Oh, I knew that was going to come. I knew that was going to come.
But yeah, like you said, side boundaries are pretty big. So I'll plan something. I mean, I want you to hit on the side boundaries, probably knuckleball. Bouncer won't be a good option against you, but could be an option, keeping in mind the sound boundaries are big. So I mean, it won't be just one option. It will be two, three option, and see what works out. So with captain and what's going in my mind.
Okay, I'll just write that down. I'm just going to text Virat as well.
True. That's the reason I didn't tell you what I'm gonna bowl.
Oh, that is awesome. A lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but we both debuted for Sunrisers in the same game.
Yeah, in the same year. I remember.
Yeah, same year.
Yeah.
They've asked, what's our memories of that, and what's it like playing with each other, and then obviously taking our friendship away from here and playing against each other, for our countries. Look, to be honest, when we first start out, obviously it's one of those things where those memories are back there. It's a long time ago to remember, but I would talk about.
I think that match was against Rajasthan Royals in Abu Dhabi, I guess.
Yeah. So we were in Dubai the first 6
Yeah.
games, I think, and
First five
then
games, yes.
first 5 games, and we went back
Yeah.
to Hyderabad.
Yeah.
But as I think, like anything, when you're playing on the same team, you're out there to do the same thing. That's to try and do your best for one, but try and win the game. But to work together, and we've said this millions of times together in our team talks, you're a fast bowler, I'm a batsman. So I can't tell you what to bowl. It's all
Yeah,
dependent on you and your
yeah,
skills, and you can't tell me how to bat because I'll
yeah,
go out there and just play my way. But I think with our memories, I think I go back to the RCB, the final, where I think we came together to talk about the none for, I think, one for 140, 10 overs,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, one
and
one
we're
one ten phone on here.
and we're up there going, what do we do? What do we do? And I think I remember vividly we were talking about you have to bowl your best ball every ball from then. We had
Yes, I
six or
remember.
seven overs.
It's true, and I still remember the Virat's wicket. So that was the most crucial wicket. And why I remember that wicket? Because the way Sran bowled in that, especially that ball, I think I remember he's supposed to bowl a slower ball with that action, but he
Yeah,
deceived Virat and bowled a quicker one. So that was one of the memory. I mean, I still remember that from that match.
yeah, and I think one thing I think we speak about a lot is we're a very, very good defending side, very good defending side, and people are wondering how can we change that as well to be the dynamic to shift to be good chasers as well. Like I the answers are, I think, belief. I feel like it's belief.
Yes, I mean exactly. So in with bowling, I think whoever the bowler is there, it was Mustafizur that year, and then Rashid came. Or it was me or Siddharth calls. Everyone had a belief that we could defend any total. But at times it gets difficult to defend 130, 140. But when you believe, few times you can, defend those scores. But once you defend those scores like 120, 130, it gives you confidence for the whole season. And then you're on a different level.
Yeah, I think specifically that year we defended a lot of low totals, and a lot of our games went to like the last over, which helps gain momentum into obviously the next games and gives
Yes.
you that belief. Um,
Yeah.
but moving on from our years and how we're still going, a couple of new players. You would know these guys more than me, but Priyam Garg and Virat Singh. I
Yeah.
think Sanjay Yadav as well. What do these guys bring to our squad?
I think I've seen Priyam Garg personally. He's from the same city and same ground where I practice. So I mean,
Yep.
he's a very good talent. He captained the under 19 team as well. So I mean, it's always good to have young kids. If you groom them for a couple of years or few years, they can go on and become like you. So what you have done for few years for Sunrisers or your Australian team, so they can do the same thing. But you have to be patient with them. You have to show confidence in them. And with Virat and Priyam, they have done very well in the first class.
Yep. I don't know much about them. I haven't seen much of them play, but I think there's always an expectation when you come through under 19s levels to jump into an IPL team, and you got to take it straight away. You got to go on with it. And I think that's one thing where I think us as international players can actually help nurture them
Yeah.
to become good players. I think in the sense of taking the pressure off them. Um, we've got a couple of rapid fire questions here, mate. This is a very difficult one. Johnny didn't know. I couldn't even do this either. You have to create your five-a-side Sunrisers team. You can only pick two batsmen, one
Yeah.
all-rounder, and two bowlers.
Two batsmen, right?
Two batsmen. So one has to be overseas and one has to be Indian.
So
And then
it's
one all-rounder and two bowlers.
so yeah, it's you, Manish Pandey. Bowler is me, Rashid. Can I select myself?
Yes, and an all-rounder.
That's a difficult part. It's only Vijay Shankar, I guess. I think no one else is there.
You wouldn't pick Nabby?
Oh, yes, of course, Nabi. Sorry,
Mitch Marsh?
Nabi. No, I'll go with Nabi. I'll go with Nabi.
That's the hardest thing because you can pick whoever you want, but
True,
I can keep
true,
throwing other players back at you.
exactly, true. Depends on the wicket actually.
Um,
If you,
well, see that's the hardest part about it. It also depends on where you're playing.
true,
Um, all right, here we go. So, how many wickets have you taken for Sunrisers?
100 plus.
100. 109 for Sunrisers and 133 overall. Who was your first wicket? It was 2014. He played for
It
Rajasthan.
was for Sunrisers you're asking, or just in the IPL?
Yeah, for Sunrisers. For Sunrisers. Who did you say? Yes, Andrew. It was Andrew.
It was Sanju something, yeah.
Do you know what your best bowling figures are?
Yes, it's 95 for 19.
Against?
Yeah,
Kings 11.
5. Kings 11, yes, Kings 11.
Now, can you name the 5 people you got out that game?
Manan Bora, Mohit Sharma,
Yep. Yep.
Hashim Amla, Maxi,
Yes.
and that's Karyappa, or I don't know that Karyappa.
Have you got secret answers there somewhere? That's a good.
No,
That's a good memory. That's a very good
I've,
memory.
I've a good memory actually.
And who was the batsman you dismissed for your first ODI wicket?
Hafiz,
Very first ball.
yeah.
What were your bowling figures in your T20 debut?
3 wickets, 9 runs. Yeah, yeah. 3 for 9. Yeah.
Are you like your own statistician or something?
No, but I almost remember everything. I mean, my stats or something like that. Almost everything.
That's an unbelievable memory.
I also remember my first Test wicket.
Who was that? Tell the fans who it was.
It was David Warner. And top of that, he bowled I think few overs in that series, and he knows he knows the result.
Oh, there's a lot of questions coming through here as well. Okay, that was good, mate. I appreciate that. Got a few questions. This is from Naka Abhishek. How does Bhuvi feel while bowling to Warner in India-Australia matches? Do you feel confident in getting me out? You would have to be.
Look, the first thing, I get very nervous because I know once you get going, you're gonna hit me for few fours. So I get very nervous. That's a different thing. I get you out every time, but I get nervous.
Well, if we go back to Dharamshala Test match, you nicked me off first ball, both innings, and both got dropped.
I remember that. I remember that. And you came to me and said you need a better luck next time.
This is from Subrat Palo. What is your best memory with David off the field playing for Sunrisers? I'm gonna butt in and say the commercials. They are so funny.
There are quite few, but the one I think we had a team bonding where we went in a restaurant to cook. Where you did that you
Salt
and
Bay.
Kane, yeah, Salt Bay thing you did. I remember that.
That was one of the hottest butter chickens I've ever had in my entire life. Khalil and them are just like throwing peppers like no tomorrow.
Yeah, Khalil and Yusuf was there, I guess.
Oh, so spicy. This is a question to me was what's Booby like in the dressing room? I would say very calm and composed, but cheeky. Cheeky.
No, I don't.
Cheeky.
I don't think so.
You don't get very angry. That's one thing. What's your favorite holiday destination?
I love mountains, hills, so I always prefer to if I get a chance, I always go in India only, and that's northern part of India. It could be anywhere, but if it's hill or mountains, I'll prefer to go there.
It's a beautiful place up there. Very, very nice. what does Boovy think, or who does Boovy think is the most difficult Australian batsman to bowl to? That's easy. Steve Smith.
No, no. I mean, he's difficult, but I have to pick between you and Finch. So I know once you guys get going, so it's very difficult. So it could be your Finch.
Thanks for the compliment, mate. I really appreciate it. Uh, they
I,
said apart from
at least I can do this for my IPL captain.
apart from cricket, what other games do you like? They're saying that you're going to take up a career in esports.
Yeah. So it talking about video games or just I mean normal
Well, they're saying, do you like any other sport? And then the other question on the side was that you're probably going to take up a career in
in East.
esports.
True. I mean,
Mate,
but
gaming's big now. I'm not a gamer, but everyone's saying it's huge.
it's huge. Yeah. I mean, I've seen the many tournaments. I mean, if you heard about PUBG, it's a game
Yeah, I
called
know. Yeah,
PUBG.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, the big tournaments of that. So I mean, not just PUBG. It's FIFA or some other thing. So it's getting bigger and bigger.
Are you a Fortniter?
No.
They there's a question here. Who and hey, I know you're going to say the politically correct answer here. If you had someone to bat for your life, Virat or Steve Smith?
Ha. So look.
You can have
I
a
don't
white ball and a red ball here.
exactly. So, but my answer would be I'll go myself. I don't want others to say. I mean, save my life. So I don't want to blame anyone. It would be me.
So you want to take up politics when you finish cricket?
True.
Okay, it says here, this is from Harshith Bandy. Question to Bhuvi. I remember the spell of your international debut, four overs, 3 wickets for 9 runs. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Look, look, absolutely nothing. So that was one of the game where whatever you do, it goes your way, and you just go through the moment. Also, in that match, that was my first match. I was quite nervous. So all I want to do is good. I mean, do well. So, but I got the first wicket. I got second and third. It just happened like this. So I mean, it was one of the game where you don't think much, but everything goes your way.
Yeah, well, it does. It's a bit of a clear thinking process, isn't it? We have a plan in our mind, and if it just happens and works
Yeah,
out, you just
true.
ride with it.
Yeah.
There's a question: if you were to have a movie about yourself, who would play you? And you can't say yourself. Amir Khan.
Uh, see, my favorite actor is so.
And I had a question. There's a question on the chat here. Do you know any Telugu songs? Yeah, sorry. Someone on here said, "Do you know
Yeah.
any Telugu songs?
No, no, I don't. No.
What's your favorite song?"
There's no favorite song. I like few songs. So I mean, so lately what I'm listening to is there's one Punjabi song. It's Bulaki Jana.
Is there a TikTok for that? Can I dance to that?
You can-
Mate, that's the hardest. Are you on TikTok? You wouldn't be on
No, no,
TikTok. There's
no,
no
no, I'm
way.
not. No, 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 no.
You don't, you don't post much on Instagram anyway. And I want to actually, we need to do, when we're back together, we're going to have to do like a live TikTok. We're going to have to get you, who was in that commercial? You, me, Kane, and there was one other. Yusuf?
It was Manish, I guess. Manish.
Manish. Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the most funniest days or 4 hours of
True.
our lives. Trying to get,
So,
trying to
so
get
what,
two
what
statues to dance.
so what I'm thinking, I'll before IPL happens this year, I'll go and get dance classes for a month. So those dancing part is difficult in the IPL.
Indian Dancing with Stars. That would be amazing if you were starring in that. Mate, that's all we need to do today. That's fantastic that you can come on, mate. We really appreciate that. Episode 2, they've named it Warner's Corner. I don't know why, but I've actually put myself in the corner of my actual courtyard, just to go along with the theme and just adapting in
It's a well thought
these.
name then.
Mate, what else can we do? We've got so much time on our hands.
Okay, just,
You
just one question from you. If
okay?
if you have to select your dance teacher from SRS team, who you gonna, I mean, who want you to teach your dance?
I don't. We had a ban on saying Khalil's name last night
Why?
because he came up in everything: a pest, who dances, who looks at themselves in the mirror, who thinks they got the best style, who poses the most on Instagram. Wow.
And who's the most annoying? Is it Khalil?
Oh man, I've never met someone. If you're talking to him and he just goes this way, I've never met someone who just ignores you on purpose all the time. It's like
He
talking to a
got
brick
the,
wall.
he got that skill as well.
Okay, Khalil, you have to be downstairs at 9 o'clock. Okay, no problem. 9:15, Khalil walks in. Morning, guys. So, mate, that's all we have time for. I don't want to keep you waiting. It's 9 o'clock. I'm off to bed. Thank you very much for your time, mate. Really
Thanks,
appreciate
David.
that, and hopefully you stay safe and look after Alex while you can, and your wife. Make sure you do the washing, okay? Make sure you do the washing.
I'm doing that. I'm doing a lot of things which I can't reveal.
All right, legend. Take care, mate. See you later.
Thanks, David. Take care, man. Bye.
See you, buddy. That's all we have time for, Sunrisers fans. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. A little bit of an insight between me and Bhuvi there. Obviously, one of your great bowlers for India and for the Sunrisers Hyderabad team. One of the best opening bowlers that I've faced and death bowlers. He has got me out plenty of times. Obviously, in his debut test match, he got me out as well. But that's all we have time for tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow at the same time with another member of the Sunrisers Hyderabad team. And we'll shortly promote that through our Instagram profile on Instagram. So thank you very much. Have a good night and keep safe. See you guys.